Welcome back to the Sunroom and another episode of Outside the Box with CB. In this segment, I'm going to begin a series of critiques on the logic, reasoning, and wisdom of Dr. Jordan Peterson. I hope you'll join me, and I hope he will too. Why? Well, let's have Dr. Peterson explain why.
Do you have something to say that you're not saying? If you do, then it's your fault. This is your fault. It's your problem. And you might say, well, I'm too afraid to talk. It's like, fair enough. How afraid are you not to talk? You know, people say to me frequently, they compliment me on my bravery. And I think, you don't understand. I'm not brave. I don't like conflict. I'm way more afraid of losing control of my tongue than I am of the consequences of saying what I have to say. Because I know what happens when we allow other people to control our tongues. It's not good.
Because I have something to say and feel obligated to defend the truth of St. Peter, Boy Jews, the Julio-Claudian dynasty of Gallicanism, and the divinity of truth in God. And there are billions of lives crying on my conscience to defend the truth of Greco-Roman Christianity in the name of humanity. For that reason, I'm actually afraid not to speak out.
He's undeniably one of the greatest intellectual phenomenons of our generation. Dr. Jordan Peterson's work as a clinical psychology professor at the University of Toronto has catapulted him to international fame with arguments that are challenging and changing the way we all think. He has captured the attention of millions, especially of young men, but some young women as well. And many of you, however, have never heard of him, but you will get to know him for the first time through this interview. Today he is here, breaking down his provocative rules for life and the prescription for success that will surprise many of you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for the invitation.
So,
do you fear that you have become a Jordan Peterson impersonator? Do you fear of, in some part, becoming the famous suit-wearing, brilliant Jordan Peterson? The certainty in the pursuit of truth, always right.
I think I worry about it more than anything else. I hope I do.
Do you? Like, as the prototypical 27-year-old directionless guy that stumbled onto your work, something in you spoke to something in me. You taught me the value of telling the truth and of being responsible and of doing what is right, not what is easy. It was like a pebble at the top of an intellectual awakening avalanche. It was like a gateway drug to integrity. And it's not just me that's got better. The world is undeniably a better place because of the sort of person that I've become. I'm a better friend, I'm a better son, I'm a better boss, I'm a better partner. I've had the fortune of reaching tens of millions of people on this podcast, and I've given TEDx talks, and I've improved the texture of my own daily existence because of the process that your work triggered.
Why Dr. Peterson? Well, to challenge the best. Mass media everywhere is selling and promoting Dr. Peterson as the great intellectual phenomenon. His wisdom, knowledge, challenging the way we all think, an intellectual pebble of integrity and leadership for young men.
The purpose of your life is not going to be happiness. Sometimes it is. Sometimes that will come. But there will be difficult periods in your life, and happiness won't suffice then. But what you can have in your life is an adventure. You can have an adventure. And the truth is the best adventure. There's no doubt about that.
He teaches truth is the best adventure, and if you have an adversary who voluntarily accepts, then you have yourself an adventure. I like adventures, and I like adventures in truth.
We're built for romance and adventure, not for comfort. And so you're going to find the meaning of your life in adventure. And if you have an adversary voluntarily accepted, you've got yourself an adventure. You know, if it's a pretty big adversary, well, then maybe you'll grow the hell up and get tougher while you fight it. You could also imagine that you don't have anything better to do than what's right. And you know that. And the reason you know that in part because when you don't do what's right, your conscience tortures you. And that pesky little thing, and it won't go away. And that's pretty weird. Like, what is that about? Why can't you just give it a slap and, you know, keep wandering on your merry way? And the answer is, well, that isn't how reality is constituted. So, do what's right and see what happens. One of the things I did come to understand is that the adventure of your life is embedded in truthful speech.
I like the adventure of truth. However, I believe society and young men are being misled by Dr. Peterson. So I'm volunteering to be his adversary in the adventure of seeking the truth. I've personally been on this adventure path longer than he has, with a bit of a different commitment to the truth than Dr. Peterson, which I will explain later.